That's it. That's all I do besides my skincare. I really have thought about getting another haircut again. I can't ever decide what I want to do with my hair, but I always know I want it to be something easy to take care of. So I am using a straightener to curl my hair because I find that's the easiest for me. I've tried to use a curling iron, I'm just not good at it. I can't even read the name on it. It's wore off. I know I got it from Sally's and it starts with a J. Because I heard that the straightening irons that you get at Walmart can only go up to a certain level, temperature level. They don't allow it to go any hotter, so these get hotter and they curl my hair better. And I know it can damage your hair if you use it too much, but I only curl my hair like once or twice a week, so that's not a lot. It's about the extent of doing my hair. Most of the time I'll just wear it down. I rarely wear my hair in a ponytail because I just don't like the feeling of a ponytail. You might can relate to that, especially when it's tight on your head and it feels like it gives you a headache. Headbands, same thing. I like them, but it hurts when I wear them. I find headbands to be really uncomfortable. When I was a kid, I wore them a lot, but as an adult, they're just uncomfortable. So comment down below, how do you like to style your hair? I was watching a tutorial last night on a lady doing hair, and she said this one's a popular one right now. She said you could give it a little body up front like this, tease it a little bit. Bring some of your hair down on the sides if you like that. We are going to be talking about 5 subtle signs that you might have autism. First of all, let me start off with some statistics about autism. It says about 1 in 36 U.S. children is on the autism spectrum, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates. But not even everyone in childhood gets diagnosed, especially when it comes to women. When we're girls, it's not as noticeable because we present differently than boys do for autism. Let's get right into it. Number 1, you frequently misunderstand and don't know what you did wrong. You may feel like you are unintentionally offending people. Maybe you're in a conversation or at office or in a party, but it's really what it is you just don't know how to act in a social setting in a natural way like neurotypicals do. For example, yesterday a family member was talking to me. I work in a memory care unit, and he kept talking, and I enjoyed the conversation for a few minutes, but after that I was just done and ready to go. So I had to figure out a way to get out of that conversation. At what point what do I say and when do I say it? You experience things like that all the time. Or maybe you don't realize that you're standing too close to someone. Or maybe someone comes up to you and stands close and you back away a few steps. It can be just endless situations like that. Or in the conversation, maybe they want to talk about something, but you don't know anything about what they're talking about, and you change the subject to something you want to talk about and something you enjoy, and then you dominate the conversation. It can happen. Number 2, that's subtle. You struggle with initiating and keeping casual conversations. Maybe you have a script in your head that you use when you see people use the script. And if they go off the script, you got to figure out something else to say. It makes it more difficult. So we know the common greetings, at least in America, is, "Hi, how you doing?" And then you're supposed to say, "I'm well. How are you?" And then you keep walking. I don't understand that greeting, but it's just how it is. So, an autistic person might say something like this when someone brings up the question. "Oh gosh, not that good. I woke up this morning and it was raining outside, and I took my dog out in the rain, and coming up here we got taxes due, and blah blah blah." So you really tell them how you're feeling because they asked. But by the time we're adults, we understand when people ask, "How are you doing?" that we're just supposed to say, "Fine, how are you?" People don't really want to know how you're doing unless you're a close friend. Then, they want to know how you're feeling.
So many social rules. There's just so many social rules.
Number 3, autistic trait. You feel agitated if your plans or routines are thrown off. It could put you in a funk for the whole day. I experience this a lot. You struggle with emotional dysregulation, and, it could lead to a meltdown if you're already close to that. Inflexibility is just one of those things that's hard for us. We like things a certain way, and we can become emotionally upset if things don't happen the way we want them to. You might get thrown off by vacations. While you're really looking forward to going, it's going to change your daily routines. And so you might find yourself eating different foods you don't normally eat. So you're having to come up with different things to eat. Maybe someone shows up at your door for a visit and you're not planning that. And you're in the middle of doing something that you enjoyed. So you might feel agitated. Number 4, slightly noticeable autistic trait. You have sensory issues such as noise, sensitivity, certain textures. You're sensitive to light, maybe. Maybe too bright light affects you. Maybe smells. Maybe you're really sensitive to smells. Smells bother you. I say it's a slight autistic trait because I think many times other people don't notice that we deal with this. If other people don't really notice you're struggling with them, because unless you tell them. If you're working in an office and somebody lights a candle that's atrocious or puts a scent in the wall, a plug-in scent, and you say, "Hey, that's too strong, I can't handle that." Otherwise, they don't know you're dealing with any kind of sensory issues. Or maybe the fire alarm goes off at work and it's a check, and maybe you're covering your ears, and they might notice in that way. But when you're an adult, other than that, people just don't notice you have sensory issues. Even if you're wearing headphones, it's common nowadays. Everybody wears headphones, so nobody's going to notice anything different about you. But it's very real to you, and it affects you. And do you find that when you have already had an emotional day that your sensory sensitivities are amped up? Because that's what I'm learning about myself. And number 5, slight autistic trait. You get exhausted from masking or focusing on fitting in. Masking is a specific way that we adapt to social cues and rules, basically playing the part like we're fitting in. You mask because you want to look like everybody else, and you feel like if you took your mask off, people would think you're mad. I wear a mask at work most of the time. I work full time, so in the morning I am more able to mask, and as the day goes on, that wears down for me. And by the time I get home, my family's like,
"What's wrong with you? Your face, you look mad."
I'm not mad when I come home. I'm just tired of smiling or, all day having to put on a mask of some kind just to fit in at work. Women tend to mask more than men. We're hiding that social anxiety we're feeling in that conversation we're having with somebody. We're trying to mask. Deep down, you may be feeling overwhelmed in that moment, but they can't tell because you're hiding it. And then it can lead to, after the situation, you go home and you just lose it because you held it in all day. and you go home and you're just exhausted and you've used all your energy. You have nothing left for your family. My counselor tells me I need to give a little less at work as far as masking so I can come home and not feel so tired and worn out. You're using a lot of energy when you're masking. It really affects your health. You really have to ask and wonder, is this something I really need to do? And I think the older we get, the less we are able to mask. I feel like when I was a kid, I didn't mask. Like, I was blunt to the point, everything. I didn't realize I was that different as a kid. But as I got into my teenage years, the masking really begun for me, and it started wearing me out, and I hated myself, and I didn't like life and didn't want to live. And teenage years were very hard, I think, because I was trying to mask and it was wearing me out. So then you get into your senior years and you don't want to mask anymore. I've had some people on here comment that are in their senior years that have made comments is that they're not able to mask anymore when they get older. I guess you have different priorities then. You're trying to deal with physical issues, what your body's doing, maybe aches and pains of life. So masking's not as important. Also, do you find that when you're in pain, you can't mask anyway? I can't. If you're in pain, if you're sad, you can't mask. So comment down below. Let me know which one of these 5 slightly noticeable to other autistic traits that you have. I am really proud of myself today. I got motivated to want to clean the house. And after that video I posted about our stove looking the way it looked, I was a little bit embarrassed about that, although I thought it was a funny situation. So I decided to clean my stove, and I have deep cleaned my sink and the counters and gotten new canisters that are easier to clean because the other ones had hinges and I could never get the dust. They always looked bad. So it's about finding out what's easy for you and what works for you. If something's hard to clean, get rid of it. Get something different. I did, and it sure is going to make it easy just to wipe it down compared to what I have. You would be amazed how just getting started on a task can actually make you want to do more sometimes. It just kind of snowballs. It's like going downhill and getting faster and faster. And I feel like that has been what my day has been like. And put my focus where it needs to be today, which is my house. Yesterday it was editing my video. Today it is taking care of my house and family and doing things I haven't done in a long time, like checking my deep freezer to see what needs to be thrown out or what inventory I have, because I have no idea. Deciding what I'm going to make for supper tonight, planning a meal. Just want to give you some encouragement. Don't feel bad if you have a day or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or a month you don't want to do a lot of cleaning. You can get there with determination and motivation. My counters are not cluttered. I am really excited about that. Everything looks good. I have cleaned my stove and got new eyes that are not burnt. The last ones you saw were really burnt badly. I opened the stove and cleaned it, and it just feels really good. That's it. Just wanted to give you some motivation. You can do it too. It will bring you some more energy. It gives a boost of energy when you do something and you feel good about it, and it just boosts your endorphins and makes you feel better. So, why not give it a try? And let's keep the conversation going. And if you have not joined, please go down and subscribe. Be part of this community. I would love to have you here. We talk about autism in adults specifically. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.